Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about an article that was just recently put out by Zach Jackson, who works over at Well Played, and did an exclusive article with the Day Before development team, and I'd like to talk about it. One of the highest watched videos on my channel was the 10-minute tech demo that they put out on the Day Before, and I reviewed it, and well, I was really hoping the underdog statement would be the story here, because I love a good underdog story. I was hoping that the company put their stuff together and that they were going to put out another video that they put out a trailer for today, and it was going to be fantastic. Instead, what we got was a short clipped remake of the beginning of I Am Legend and some PR answers from the development company that were used to dance around some really well-placed questions by a professional author. But before we go any further, if you guys like what you see here today, my name is Gummerak and I do variety streaming over on Twitch, and I do reviews here over on YouTube. And if you like the content so far, hit that subscription button, hit the bell notification to know when I put up a new video, and let's get into the questions and answers that we got in the article here. Some of them I'm going to paraphrase the question, because the question's pretty straightforward no matter how detailed or how well the question was. And the responses, I'm not going to read all of them out because they're clearly written by ChatGPT and they can be a little wordy. I'm not going in order to the article, and I highly suggest that you go and read the article. I'll put a link in it in the description down below so that you can see it. But my notes are kind of scrambled all over the place, so we're just going to have to deal with whatever comes out of my brain at this point. The developers were asked about the Woodbury Survival Colony, which happens to be the hub of the game. At this point, that's the only about real information that we got, which is the standardized response that we get from them every time. So we haven't really learned anything new that's concrete or anything, but we are able to extract some information from this, in which direction that they take it in will be pretty much the mystery. I'm going to put their response up above, and as you can see, basically what it says is that this is going to be their hub where you can engage and make alliances, and you can trade and undertake quests, and you can even share them with other people. But then they go on to say how you can get jobs, and that there are social aspects, and the spa and the gym that you can go to, and it just goes on and on with that. To be honest, I honestly think Mytona is putting their hands in the cookie jar here, because Mytona wanted to put out a universe like what Facebook was doing, and they named it Mytonaverse. Was originally a concept idea that they had for doing meetings and things like that online, like video calls and such. What better way to do that than get a gaming company that has a continent/meeting app? So at the bare minimum, if this project fails, well, then at least they have some technology that they can swallow that goes into their Mytonaverse. However, it does seem with the gym and everything that is implied with the hideout, it does feel like they will eventually tie this into a verse, and maybe we'll see other games where you can share the space. Who knows? But really, I think that's the least of the things they should be thinking about when it comes to releasing this title. They have a long way to go. When they were asked about base building, they came back and said a key feature of our game will be the ability for players to purchase their own in-game houses. And I'll leave you with the rest of the response up above. I really hope that this is not another attempt at, we'll say, an Earth 2 and crypto is somehow involved with the land purchases. And I really hope it's in-game and it's some kind of in-game system. That will be really neat, because you don't really see that in a lot of games. Well, they give you this information about the hub area, but then when they were asked if they could share details about the game and some very well-placed questions, we couldn't get any details from them at all. They gave us this standardized response, the black and white text responses that we get from these companies, where they just are like, shut up and take our response, and just left a sour taste in my mouth. I mean, one of the questions specifically was asked how many people are going to be on the server, and they couldn't give us a specific answer. They just used this response to dance around that, and we would like to know some specifics to this. Like, you're 5 months out from launch, you're saying November 10th, and we don't have information pertaining to how many people are going to play the game, and how many people are going to be on the server, and how many people we can expect to run across in a single match. None of these questions have been answered. We get the standard layout answer that tells us what the game is. We already know what the game is. We want to know some specifics that we're going to be looking forward to. They spout these systems that they say they're getting ready to do, but none of those systems tell us what we're doing in the game. Like, the most basic response that any company should have is what the fuck the game loop is. What are we going to be doing in it? While they give us a clear description of it, it doesn't tell us anywhere that we're going for it. It gives us this standardized survival answer. These are all things that we do in pretty much every survival game, whether it's zombies, vampires, or aliens. And when you're walking around with big D energy trying to tell people that you're going to be at the top of the wish list and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, then the least you can do is provide us with details that back up the amount of faith you have in your delivery for this game. I mean, at one point they were even asked about their legal issues, which I can understand a company is not going to directly talk about their legal issues, but why give a PR response to it at all? Just say we're not fielding questions on our legal issues at this point in time and move the fuck on from it. Instead, what we got is this Field of Dreams response where we say, we believe that the power is in the truth. We were the first to start using this name related to the video game. This is an indisputable fact. Well, indisputable fact or not, you cannot use a name out in the public and not do the copyright on it and then go, well, we use the name, so it's ours first. That's the way it works. That's called a poor man's copyright. It's good for about 30 days. And to be frankly honest, I don't know where you thought you were going to go with this as a PR answer. You should have just backed away from this question altogether and be like, we're not answering questions about our legal status at this point in time. Or direct them to Mytona, which you said Mytona is taking over for in your new publisher joint venture in what we call Mytona fntastic. But I digress because we go on to, back to the big D energy, which can you deliver? The Day Before is indeed the most ambitious and biggest challenge we at fntastic have taken on, and we're incredibly excited about it. We are confident in our ability to realize our vision for the game, thanks to the unique blend of our team's hunger, our work culture, our publisher Mytona, and the support of our external volunteers. Look, whatever your structure is, if it works for you, then it works. All we are asking is that we get details about the game and whether you can actually deliver responsibly what you state you can do. But right now, it just seems like you keep adding more systems and screwing up your own timeline because you're putting more work than your team can actually handle at this time. I'm hoping that your joint venture actually gives you the tools and resources that you need, and either to take on full staff. Even though you state you have full-time staff there, you still lean heavily on volunteers, and those volunteers I don't see are getting anything out of this program other than volunteering. But hey, if that's how you want to spend your time, you did in fact volunteer, that's on you. I just think it's weird, and I hope that it works for you. And last but not least, they were asked about the release date on November 10th. They said, we are excited to confirm that The Day Before will launch first on PC, slated for November 10th. Immediately following this release, we will be sharing a roadmap of forthcoming updates to keep our players engaged and excited. This roadmap will include new features and content additions, emphasizing our commitment to continuous game development. I mean, all this really did was confirm the fact that this game will be a live service game. Now, whether they charge for it or it's free to play is a different subject. We don't have those details yet because, once again, they haven't shared it. And the Steam page is still down while they're fighting their copyright issues, which have court dates clear into 2024, but they're expected to release on November 10th. I don't see it happening. But we'll see when November 10th comes around. If they do come out and it's everything that they said it is, I obviously will eat my words, and it'll be the most ambitious project that I've seen from a company yet. But until they stop giving us bullshit responses, we're stuck with the same information that we've known for several years now. Thank you guys very much for sticking around for my rant on The Day Before and exclusive interview that they had over there at Well Played. And if you guys like what you saw, make sure you hit the subscription button, hit the bell notification to know when I put up a new video. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Tell your loved ones you love them often. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.